Okay, I'm on live right now. I see that the volume is working. And I'm Brother Francis Revels-Bey. Okay. As you all come in, just let me know that you can hear me as I type some notes in here. This summer has flown, hasn't it? Everything is just flying by, getting faster and faster. I'm typing in the longer version of my title. The short title is You Are Truly Divine. The long version, I'm just now typing in something to this effect. So, as people join in, as you see fit that you can join in, just let me know that you can hear me. It has been, I can tell you, a long week in its own way. Very long week. However, we're approaching the longer weekend, Labor Day, coming up on Monday. In fact, Sunday is the 1st of September, and then the 2nd is Monday. And that'll be Labor Day, and then the all the young ones, all the young adults will be back in college, university, high school, middle school, grade school, daycare center. Seems like everybody will be super active, super busy this year. This is an election year, 2024, the primary coming up November the 5th. I'm not going to say keep your fingers crossed, just expect a positive outcome. As my ancestors usually used to say, doesn't matter who's occupying the White House, remember that you shall be divinely protected, always protected, have even better health, you'll be fit, you will expand your circle of friends, you will always be in touch with family, and best of all, you're going to prosper abundantly. You're not going to be without anything. So keep that in mind that you will be all right. You will be functioning in a world that's better. You will be always in the process of healing for yourself, healing for family, healing for friends and associates, that all of you can be successful. And that's what it's all about, being successful, learning to live our truth, basically. What is our truth? Our truth is something that enhances our life, impacts our life, and it's what we have to live up to. No one has to live up to your truth. Today is Thursday, August the 29th, 2024. There's a lot of birthdays out there. People remember Michael Jackson. He was born August 29th, 1958. So if he was still on the planet, that would make him what? 76 or 66 years of age. Anyway, there's a lot going on, so I just want to keep this program short. I'm not going to be on for a long period of time. I have other things to do after this. So, Clear Blue Radiance is the original podcast name. I once called it something else before, but I had to change it. So now it is called Clear Blue Radiance. And what that means is I'm talking about things that can keep you clear mentally, emotionally, physically, as well as spiritually. We're coming from a higher source, a source that's infinite, a source that we all come from. And so we get an opportunity to expand ourselves. Today's date, as I said, is Thursday, August the 29th. What is significant about the number 29? The 29 means to not only be thorough, but to be thorough and transform yourself through a higher vision of yourself. Nine is vision, nine is beginning and endings on a lower level, but nine is expansion of one's vision. It represents Mars, which is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio. So people born under those two signs can operate at a higher level. If your rising sign is Aries or your rising sign is Scorpio, you could still operate on a higher level. If your moon sign is in any of those two, you will do equally well. One of the things I want to also express that 29 adds to an 11. 11 is a master number in numerology, and it means dreams and visions. So you're going to have a lot of dreams, and you're going to have a lot of visions, and you want to be able to live them out, especially the ones that are very fruitful for you, the ones that you can harvest that makes your life better for yourself. I should also get this out the way with. If you want to know what's going on out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at Resonant Essentials, which is now known as Resident Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics, we are now located at 2703 Broadbent Parkway, Northeast in the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico, zip code 87107, and we're located in building 2703. All the numbers are placed at the top of the buildings, and then you will go down to Suite J, Suitej. It is open normally for anybody to be in there. There are classes going on, there's workshops going on. We just had three of the grandmothers of the international grandmothers that traveled the world, 13 of them. Three of them were in town, and they were doing their thing on Saturday, the 24th, and they were there, of course, the 26th. They were there all day on the 24th, and they were doing something called soul retrieval, which was healing the trauma and the ancestral lineage. That's what they were doing. They had a lot of stuff I understand going on all day. I had some things going on all day, so I chose to have that day off from teaching meditation normally. I will be there this Saturday teaching meditation from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We have some interesting people coming back just for the day. I haven't seen them in maybe 4 or 5 months since we have moved. I'm happy about that. This is the Labor Day weekend coming up. Whatever you choose to do, whether you celebrate it or not, whatever, be safe, be sound, be happy, stay healthy. Okay. If you want to know about any other things that are happening at Resident Essentials location, go to the website, which is www.resonantsentalscom. Okay, and go there, and you can look at the calendar of events, and you can see everything that's going on every day. We have someone there doing yoga, Ida Berkey doing yoga I believe on Wednesday evenings. Usually on Friday nights there's drumming with Laurie Forster. um, we have many people connected, other at least four practitioners, three besides Well, four, besides Michelle Vidal, who actually put all of this together. She is the founder of the originator of Resonant Essentials, and she's really worked very hard to be able to put it into a level of expansion where it has more teachers coming onto the premises, more people. So if you want to know anything, you just go to the website, you'll see her phone number, give her a call, and explain what it is that you would like to do there if you want to hold an event, and she will more than likely take good care of you. All right, so today's topic is you are truly divine when you understand that you are consciously living this as a pure truth. We're in a new paradigm. We're in the new era of time. We're in the age of Aquarius. Many astrologers say that began on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday of this year, which was a Monday, which was January 15th, 2024. So we fully no longer sitting in the cusp between Pisces and Aquarius. We are now inside the realm of Aquarius. This is where divine mother energy, divine feminine energy begins to prosper itself abundantly into the world, into the planet. Now, there are many people who are still functioning under the age of Aries, and some people are just being downright egotistical, self centered, narcissistic, um, what we call it, gaslighters. What you want to do is get away from that and get more in touch with the true you, the real you. This is also during this time of the divine father energy coming out, the divine masculine energy being birthed again through the divine mother and divine feminine energy. This is the time when your higher self is back on the scene and can operate through you, and you can begin to see and live through the eyes of your higher self. I'm Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I've been a spiritual counselor for 40 plus years. I enjoy helping people such as yourself gain greater clarity about who you are and where you are, and help you find your purpose. As you evolve, your purpose changes as you change. Your purpose is never really the same, not for everybody. Some of us have a distinctive purpose that is long term, and it begins to carry itself out, and it begins to replenish the mind, the heart, and the body. And so I'm here to help all of you do that when you're ready. I don't force myself on anybody. I've been doing this work for 50 some odd years. I've been into meditation when it was taught to me in the middle of my freshman year in college in the spring of 1971. And then when before I got out, I was sharing meditation, what I learned about meditation with those that played the intramural soccer leagues, between dorms, and basketball and tennis, you name it, basketball. I was sharing it with the team basketball team when they entered the Mid Hudson athletic association. And so I was teaching the guys who are playing basketball how to have the vision to see themselves out jump people who are like 6'2", 6'3", because these guys were what? 5'6", 5'7", and 5'8". And I was teaching these things as I was learning them. This is an opportunity for me to share my ministry. What is my ministry? It's metaphysical, it's spiritual, but it's meditation. That's the ministry. It's teaching you how to get closer, be in true alignment with your true self, which is your higher self, and to eventually realize that you are on earth the higher self. Throughout the galaxy, that's who you are. And we have to stop saying that we are not. We have to step into that, right? Just like people send their children out for Halloween wearing costumes and outfits and all of that. You need to wear the real you outside every day, inside every day. And there are going to be people, of course, who are going to challenge you. Are you magical? And can you do this? It doesn't matter what they think you can do. All it matters is what you can do for yourself. That's what matters. What matters is how you are living right now for yourself, for your family, and if you want to extend it, your community, your neighborhood, whatever. But it's how you are feeling about yourself. What is it that you are doing that's helping you feel better about yourself and increasing the awareness of your true self? We're constantly going through changes all the time, right? People get in the gym or they go for a walk or ride the bike or they go swim or you do your meditation every day. Or maybe you're a prayer person. Maybe you're getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the biggest thing now that people are talking about. You get up 3 a.m. What's going on? Man, get up and just do what you feel to do. Some people, I've gotten up and practiced Tai Chi for an hour at 3 a.m. in the morning. I've gotten up and made a bowl of cereal for myself, cooked some hot oatmeal for myself. I picked up a book and read some books. I've done artwork at that time in the morning. That time is usually the quietest time on the planet, on Earth. It is a good time to go into deep, deep, deep levels of meditation and communicate, broadcast that positive energy out into the universe. People who live out in rural areas, live out in the open where they got more land and things to look at. They go sit on their porch at that time in the morning, depending on the season. People who have property that's fenced in can sit outside on their back porch, enclosed porch, or front porch and just gaze. Just see, just sit. And they sit out there with a small light on, we're having a cup of tea or a scone or something. But you're going to take advantage of that time and you're going to utilize that time for yourself. Sometimes you have to map it out ahead of time, sometimes you don't. If you got a lot of books, maybe two, three, 400 books, or 5 or 6 books, doesn't matter the number, you're going to reach in there and get something to read. Why? Because you have this desire to elevate the mind, to expand your awareness about things. I found myself not just one year. You can say, I'll come November, it'll be 13 years for me. I found myself, looking at sports magazines, just reading about athletes and what they experience, professional or non professional. I found myself reading cookbooks. I'm not a great cook, but I'll read them anyway. Why? I'm trying I'm trying to ignite the cook inside to come out of Brother Francis and start preparing some home cooked meals. I was doing it for a while, but I kind of, slid off. I want to like make some nice smoothies for myself. What ingredients do I need to make some smoothies? I want to juice. What things I need to juice so I can, have a good old time using a kitchen. I want to do some artwork, so I'll do a sketch or two, something that is befitting for me to do. We have to find ways not just about occupying our time, occupying our mind, because this thing here is constantly giving off signals. But guess what is the bigger manifester? It's your heart. Your heart is beating all the time, usually giving you what, 72 beats per minute. That's supposed to be the average. Your heart chakra, the spiritual side of that, can broadcast a wider field than this here. And if you could ever unite the pineal gland and the pituitary gland with your heart center and your throat center, you're going to be able to create new worlds for yourself. You're going to be able to speak yourself, your existence, the knowledge of who you are, the truth of who you are into the greater galaxy. And whatever's flying around, whatever's walking around that you can't see, will be listening to you. So today's topic is all about helping you realize that you can manifest anything that you desire to manifest a new life, new friends, new opportunities, new creations, new careers. You could create an environment for yourself that is overflowing with good health, positive health. And in that atmosphere is information that comes to you. You might get it in a dream, see it as a vision, get it as a meditation. Somebody calls you up, you watch it on TV or you watch it on your computer. Things will just flow to you because you'll be in that frequency. You'll pick up on that bandwidth. Just like a radio station, go up and down the dial trying to get a clear channel. It's the same with us. We have that ability naturally to be doing that all the time, to get a clear channel. If this topic sounds like it's going to do wonders for you today, share it with somebody. Say, hey, Brother Francis Revels-Bey is on, founder of the Circle Grace One, broadcasting on Resident Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics podcast channel. And just put it out there to the world. Hey there, it's Barbara. Barbara Ewing. Nice to have you here. This is an opportunity. Almost wasn't going to go on today, but I said, you know what? I need to go on, not just to put information out there, but I need to do this. It helps me become more consistent and elevate and expand and just continue with the flavor of teaching. This is an opportunity with this particular subject matter. You have always been, as well, you have always been a divine presence of truth and light. Each and every one of us has always been a divine presence of truth and light, especially those of us who are teachers on some professional level, and those of us who may be counselors on a professional level. Then there are those of us who have not had a chance to do that or may have retired from that and are still doing it because it's a love inside that we all have. We all have this part of us that desires to help another, help uplift. And we know that if you get to one person, help one person, what happens? That one person's life turns around, and then whoever's in touch with them turns around. That's what's so cool about these languages that we have. Light codes, sound codes, imagery. We got all kind of stuff to work with. It's like whichever one resonates the greatest, that's the one that people will receive. There are some people who can see all the grandiose things, all the bigger pictures, as we say, but they only capture the small amount. Why? That's what they're supposed to see, that small, minute part. So this is an opportunity that we are all learning how to do. We're repeating basically, and the more we repeat these truths, the more we say them out loud or whisper them in the wind or draw them as images, color them in. All of that is what? Podcasting in your own way. All of that is having you radio broadcast a frequency into the universe. The universe is nothing more than a conglomerate of the subconscious minds walking around, not just here, but on other planetary systems. Everything is what? Giving something out. You know, we were always taught that, well, humans, we must be it. We must be the only ones in the world doing things. Melly, how you doing? Good morning to you. People, we have been taught to think that we have to be the only ones. Then we find out other people have these experiences, and we find out we are not the only humanistic, humanoid figures flying around, driving around, walking, you name it, in the greater scope of things. There are other beings operating on higher levels than we are, living and creating civilizations more so than we are. We talk about the wars that we have, and in the bigger spectrum of things, there are galactic wars going on. So if you can imagine, if a prayer could reach just ourselves, amongst ourselves, could we have that prayer reach out into the universe and let it be strong enough that a being of light outside of here can begin to hear that message and have it interpreted? It is said that the universal mind, the universal heart, does not Hmm. It does not listen to so much to the image that we put out. I might say, I want a new apartment to live in, a bigger apartment. I want a nice size house, 4 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms with a, 3 car garage going on. And I can also have a storage thing in the corner in the back of my home or somewhere in the middle. Don't have to put it in the back of a sealed in room, right? Where I can have plenty of vents going through it where it's constantly being aired out. I can have a Tai Chi room to do meditation and put a treadmill in there where I can walk, or a little bouncer where I can bounce up and down, right? Or where I could have a huge double dining room area on either side, and the kitchen's in the middle, right? And then on the side you got the dining rooms, right? And then you got the great room, the family room, and then you got a living room. I could make the living room, if I want, like a den loaded with books, right? And the great room is where everybody goes in there and watch TV. But you can be in the den watching TV too. Hey, we can ask for all of these things, and we can feel all these things vibrate through ourselves. But the main core of energy should be love, light, and truth. The kind of love that is unconditional, so that when you have people visit you, they don't have to worry about something happening to them in your house. When they come, they feel your house is like their house, and they feel a level of peace and comfort. And some people, you can make your premise so sweet with energy that people come and then don't want to leave. Then you got to leave. And I've lived in places like that too, where I had a place that was maybe the same size that I am in now, and I lived on Long Island, and I had prayers going. I had so many altars in that apartment, but they weren't scary because when you would see it, they said, "Oh, this guy's praying. He's got an altar over here. What's that altar? That altar is just specifically for health." Praying for people with health conditions so that they improve. And over here was prosperity and abundance and new careers and things. And over here was just a list of people that just needed prayers. And I was doing this, on a regular basis, 7 days a week, and spending at least an hour in the wee hours of the morning. But I hadn't realized that I was creating so much high energy that people would come, they would that knew me, that felt the need to come. They would drive 20 miles to get to me, 10 miles to get to me. Some people were in the car with other people, got tired of them going around shopping. They knew the bus to get to my house, so they took the bus. Said, I'll see you all later. Where you going? I got to get to the guy's house. Everything is locked up in the car. When you get out there, you got the key. Whoever's got driving, you can drive. Meet me there. But I got to go now. And the person did it, knocking at my door. Here they are, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, I'm waiting for some people. Yeah, they're on their way. They shopping. I said, well, where's the car? I left them with the car, and I'm down here to buy the bus. And then when they all got here, I couldn't get them to leave once they got to my place. But then I had to realize, hey, I'm establishing some good energy where the people outside my landlord's house could feel the energy outside. They could feel the energy outside and decided, hey, I need to go. I need to knock on his door and see what it is, introduce myself, and see what it is that he's doing. And once they found out what I did, it was something that they were looking for anyway. So I invited them to come over the first Sunday of the month. And I had three sets of people coming. And then they started coming. But the reason why I say this is that we are all on a mission. And this mission has been changing its face from time to time because we are changing. And this mission is our purpose. And as we evolve, the mission, the purpose evolves. It gets bigger. And we start to transcend. We start to get back to feeling more like our true selves and not what someone else wants us to be. So, this is something that we all are doing at any given moment in the world. We are deciding to be better, do better, and receive more energy and put more energy out, more energy into the space, finding ourselves evolving, celebrating life one way or the other. We are doing it. Why? Because it's now's the time. We have what, less than September, October, November. So we have less than what, 6 weeks? And there's going to be a whole new thing going on. And our goal is that we hope it is very positive and not worse, much better and better. We want to see people working. We want to see not just people working, but we want to see people getting along. I remember growing up in the 60s, it always wasn't the best, but the neighbors, one side Republican, other side Democrats. But guess what? If their children were in trouble, that label didn't matter. They were helping each other's children. If they needed some help, they helped each other. Didn't matter what the label was politically, they were in the heart helping each other. Yeah, they'd be at the beauty salons arguing politics, local, national, international. Yeah, they were at the barbershop on Saturdays arguing. But in the end, they were all what? Keeping each other alive. Because sometimes, beyond the politics, they would talk about some good stories. Or everybody would complain about this. Man, I got this job. My boss is a pain in the. And they were talking about that. And they would say, man, my son has got a chance to go to college. How can I motivate my son or my daughter to stay in school to go to college? I don't know. Hey, I've gone to the, HCBUs, historical colleges, black colleges and universities. Should I let them go there? Maybe let them check it out. Maybe it's a great experience. But the thing is, get the education. Why? So you can go out and prosper in the world. We all have to find something. I mean, I didn't know that I would wind up doing what I'm doing now for 50 years. I didn't know that I could write. I was told in high school my grammar is not good. My syntax is not good. I'd be a horrible writer. Well, those professors and teachers aren't around anymore. If they would see that I've written 7 books and working on number 8 and 9 at the same time. And they would say, how'd you get to be like this? Practice. Not to be perfect, just to be present in my text, in my wording, and make it so that people can understand it. I find myself now back going to libraries, just sitting down and just reading a newspaper, not from just this state, another town, another city, reading a book. I've got like 20 books that I purchased from last year to now. I haven't even touched those books yet because I've been busy working on my own books. But I'm going to start touching the books, meaning I'm going to start reading the books. I just didn't want their teachings to influence what I was going to put out, that I'm supposed to put out for others to read. But the reason why I say this, because this topic is all about us understanding that we are already more than enough. We just don't understand that that enough is infinite. We have this golden opportunity to explore who we are. Many of us, and including myself, in my earlier years of training through myself and what my late mother was trying to get across to me, everybody always wanted to know, who is their soulmate? Where is their soulmate? Not really, not realizing that the soulmate is the one that's going to put you through your paces. The soulmate is like another master around you that's going to make sure you bring out the best of yourself into a relationship with that soulmate. And then we realize people who have been married numerous times. I've never been married, but I've had my share of partners. We don't understand that we are teaching each other through our words, actions, and deeds and feelings. And it takes a significant amount of time to create a balance and harmony for ourselves so that we can do what? Relate better to each other. I'm sure many of you have experienced or remember seeing movies or certain TVs shows with the main characters, they'd have a husband and wife, right? That they've been married to for a long time, but at work they have the work husband, the work wife, the work brother, the work sister, because those are the ones that they got to know for a long time, and they can share that inner happening that they are experiencing with their families that they're not getting out. And so you got these coworkers like yourself, they know what you're going through because you have divulged something to them, and they feel for you. And then you get to see them 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you get to see them 40 hours out of the week. And all the rest of the time, you have your family and your friends and so forth. We are consciously seeking for that other half of ourselves. We always say, or maybe I'll find my twin mate. And we say, well, if I can find my twin mate, somehow me and the twin mate split up before I came into this world. Where did my twin mate go? We will ask ourselves, where did the twin mate go? Did they go 3,000 miles or 30,000 miles away from me? Did they land someplace else? Because often you will meet somebody in this lifetime at a certain point in your life, and you'll go, each other will say, man, I wish I had met you 5, 10 years ago. Then I wouldn't have gone through that. But you don't realize you had to go through that in order to attract that one and then to attract you. And then you get to a point where people say, well, you're not looking for, and maybe don't you get tired of being by yourself? Hey, I tell people right now, make you laugh. When I come in here and I see it a little disarrayed, it's only me. Brother Francis in my mind, you got to clean this up. I don't hear another mouth saying, you got to clean this up. Why are you this way? It's all about being ourselves, being present for ourselves. And before we can ask for someone else to be present, we have to be present for ourselves. Honest, open, truthful for ourselves. People say, I can't find my soulmate. Maybe your soulmate can't find you because they're doing things too. Yeah, see? Melly says, I came into the world with my twin, but I'm still searching for something. Yeah, because no matter whether it's a soulmate or the twin, the search must go on. There's another twin that you have, and the twin has hers, and it's called the higher self. And this is the one that will never lead you astray. This is the one that will magnify your energy in such a way that only highfalutin positive people can be in your space. Sometimes even a politician can't be in your space because the politician's got a certain thing going on in their mind that will not connect with you. We all grow, we all learn how to what? Make it manifest, make it plain, materialize it into this light body called the aura that everybody can feel and see and hear on some level, and you know it is yours. It brings you the greatest comfort. It brings you infinite things. And then you go, wow, this is a lot. This is really me. And then when you can get through the tears and the pain and the trauma and all of those things, then you learn how to what? Protect yourself emotionally and mentally. So gaslighters and narcissistic people and people, bullies, none of these people can mess with your energy because you're the boss of your energy. And since you are the boss of your energy, no one else can manipulate that energy anymore because you're in absolute control of it. You will find things becoming attracted to you. You will find people finding you. I mentioned here, I think last month, took 40 years for this couple to find me. I met them 40 years ago. I was a janitor at a depilatory cream factory on Long Island. And there's this African woman, I think she was from Ghana, living here, and she was working on a line, and she had kept asking people, I need some money to help me out. Does anybody got a 5 or 10 they can give me? Because she wasn't going to see her check, because she's working for a temp agency. We were getting our check every Thursday, but she wasn't going to see a check until the following week. And I listened, stood off to the side and listened. I kept observing her throughout the day. She was totally distraught because everybody else, all the women, was like, I don't know you. What if I give you and you just don't come back next week? Well, here was the deal. That happened to be a Friday. Had my check on Thursday, cashed it, kept some extra money out. When I saw her, before we got ready to leave, everybody else jumping in their cars, pulling off. I was just going to walk over the little Parkway Highway and into this place called Roosevelt Field Shopping Center to catch a bus to go home. She's standing. I said, "Hey, you need somebody to walk with you." She says, "Oh, my husband is coming. He worked further down the road today. I hope he fare better than me." I says, "I don't mean to be nosy or anything, but I overheard your plight, and I want to help the both of you. I noticed you didn't have any lunch today." No, no, I didn't feel like eating. Well, her husband showed up. She introduced me to the husband. He said, I can drive you into the mall. We can take the bus. I said, I want to do something special, though. So, what's that? Um, I know that you need some money. Yeah, yeah, I get paid next week. My wife gets paid next week. We have enough to work with. We struggle. We'll be okay. I said, I would like to take you into the mall. Let's pick a place to have dinner, early dinner. I'll pay for the dinner and I'll give you some cash. They looked at me. So I ordered the food. I paid for the food. I said, could you leave that with them and I'll be right back? I went over to the ATM. I got out $40. So I gave them 20 a piece. And I knew that something unique was going to happen after that because I felt overwhelming grace. Overwhelming grace. So here was the deal. We had dinner together, and what was left, that I didn't touch or eat, I gave it to them. Mister, you don't have to do this. Let me drive you home. I said, okay. So they drove me. I told them how to drive me home. I felt good. Next day was Saturday. Blessings out of nowhere. I think I hit a lottery hit or something. I did something small that just brought that all back by 100 times over or more. But that wasn't the idea of the story. It was the fact that 40 years had gone by, and last year I was on my friend Lloyd Strayhorn's show, Numerology. He had me on. They happened to be watching. The woman said, "Hey, babe, look, look, we've been looking for him 40 years." I mean, they were in their 30s, hadn't had the children yet, but they were married. They found me on Lloyd's show, got the information because my phone number shows up and how to, pay me or whatever. So she called me. It was a Saturday morning, and we laughed and we talked. And I said, I remember you. I took you all out to dinner at the mall. Yes, yes, you won't believe how our life has transformed. First of all, she was a retired doctor, medical doctor. The husband was a retired dentist. They have a daughter that's living in, with grandkids, a daughter living in New York City, no, living in Philadelphia, and a son living in Los Angeles. And they themselves were living in New York City, retired. They got all these grandchildren. I loaned them the $40. And at the time when I loaned them the $40, my thing was pay it forward, just help somebody else out. Not knowing that I would ever see them again. So we're gonna pay you through PayPal. I said, okay. Gave them all the information. They said, look later. I said, okay, I'll look later. We talked for about another 30 minutes, and I told them about my books, and they jotted down all that information, my website and everything. We bid each other goodbye. Hadn't checked the PayPal. Phone was dinging. Not only did she give me the $40 back, which is all, if anything, was all that she needed to do, she gave me $150, both of them, total. $150 in my PayPal account. Made my whole weekend. So I say that is when things are meant to be, things will find you. As long as you can maintain a positive outlook, a positive attitude. As Dr. Michael Beckwith says, the higher your attitude, the greater your altitude. The more positive you become like this signal that you put out into the universe, and all things get attracted to it. See, we are a pure intention. We are the living pure intention on the planet. So somebody could tell you something's negative is going to happen in less than 70 days. You're going to say, nope, something positive is going to happen. And all the positiveness will come to you. Hey, Marcia, all the positiveness will come to you and carry itself out. You eating popcorn, huh? That's what I need. Some caramel popcorn, plain old popcorn, buttered popcorn. I'm loaded with stories. That's why I got to write another book. But I'm gonna make it so youngsters get a bite out of the books too. Anyway, it's all about just being present and doing what we need to do so that we can fulfill. It's important that we are capable of moving through the ethers with all of our self knowledge and experiences we have gathered throughout the universe and maintain our total true awareness and remembrance of our eternal true identity. So we're always in search of a soulmate. We have numbers of, your parents are your soulmates, your siblings are your soulmates from other lifetimes. You might have been the mother or the father to your parents right now. Aunts and uncles, you might have been siblings and cousins to them. The neighbor that you get along with down the street, you've had some past life dealings. They recognize your energy, you recognize their energy. So we're always seeking out the soulmate, but we have more than one. We're always seeking out twin mates, but there's only one twin mate, special, unique relationship. We can only have one true twin mate. So Melly, you got your sister as a twin, but beyond that, the both of you got a spiritual twin. Yeah, you both have your own spiritual twin mate. And who is that spiritual twin mate? Perhaps it is your higher self. We do not have to look beyond ourselves for the higher self and you are the same being. The higher self and you are one and the same. So, Melly, your sister has her higher self, you have your higher self. Indigo Moon has her higher self. Her children have their higher self. Her mother, her mate, has their higher self. Barbara, you have your higher self. Your siblings have their higher self. Your mom and dad have their higher selves. Marsha, you have the same. I have the same. The unique pattern is once we realize that that higher self is right here, it opens up the door and comes on out. And it's very happy that it's not bottled up inside. It now can be seen in the world and show itself in the world and express itself in the world. Why? Because it's seeking other higher selves on the same frequency. We're like a radio station. A guy by the name of Roy Hayes or Rod Hayes, he said that on someone else's channel. He learned to say that term, Radiohead. We're constantly putting signals out, all the way around, signals out. So if you're living in a state of peace, harmony, and happiness, your signals are so intense and so great that all of nature hears you and acclimates itself to you. All of nature hears you and acclimates itself to you. You are moving like the speed of light, sharing unconditional love with the world, sharing your truth with the world, being yourself in this world, and creating a new world based on consistent thinking, consistent feeling, consistent dreaming, consistent actualizations, being yourself. And that which is not a part of you will shrink away. That which no longer connects with you will bury itself in the sand, will dissolve. Those things that are negative, that have been negative around you, they have to go. They have to get out of your way. Why? You are here to shine the highest vibrant light that you can. And when every one of us learns to do that, you'll see those who are supposed to participate in politics do what they're supposed to do while they're there participating in politics. Those who are supposed to be in spiritual ashrams will do what they're supposed to do. Those that have the ceremonies will do what they're supposed to do. Those that have neither but have themselves and know who they are inside will live that truth, and everything will be fine. That's my message for today. Enjoy yourself the rest of this day. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, again next week. Enjoy yourself. Today was the late Michael Jackson's birthday. I was listening to the tune, Enjoy Yourself. Take a look at who you are and be that person to the world. I'm Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. Welcome to Clear Blue Radiance. My website is www.circleofgrace1.us /. You can find out whatever heck else I'm doing. Right now, I'm in the middle of a 13-week online course on my new book, Radiant Heart. I will be teaching this course until, well, no one can join it now because I'm in the middle of it, but I will be teaching it again the first Tuesday in March of 2025. You don't have to sign up right now, but you could send me an email of interest at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com, and I'll start giving you some target dates and target course of a 13-week online course, and also how to get this book on Amazon.com. It only goes for like $25. But then, many people ask me, will I be teaching numerology again? I sure will. It will be on the first or second or third Wednesday coming up in February of 2025. So Radiant Heart will be taught on the first Tuesday of March 2025, and it'll go on for 13 weeks. The numerology course will start in February on a Wednesday of 2025 and go on for 13 weeks. I will probably institute some other kind of course in there or some shorter workshops that people can participate in for a couple of hours online with me. Take care of yourselves. Hope to see you again. And again, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you all soon.